Our top story at 11, a man convicted of murdering his wife, Donald Southworth, is out of prison tonight, living his life as a free man, again here in Lexington. Southworth has been in prison since 2012. ABC 36's Anna Medina spoke with the coroner, Gary Ginn, who was there at the scene when they found Donald's wife, Umi. Anna?
Well, Donald Southworth has been jailed since 2012, where he was sentenced to 15 years in prison for allegedly killing his wife, Umi, just 2 years earlier. Officials tell me Southworth was released Monday because he reached his minimum sentence expiration date. Now, I spoke with the coroner who was at the scene 13 years ago when Southworth's wife, Umi, was found naked with a belt around her neck. He tells me this is a case that is seared into his memory.
It was pretty horrific.
Fayette County Coroner Gary Ginn remembers when he was called to the scene of Umi Southworth back in 2010.
Everyone there thought that Ms. Southworth was dead.
He says he and his deputy began taking pictures.
She's alive.
Not realizing what would happen next.
I took my pocket knife out and cut the belt from around her neck and cradled her head and talked with her and told her that we were getting an ambulance, that we were going to get her help, that we were going to take care of her and get her to the hospital.
He says maggots had already formed in Umi's wounds, and they quickly collected them to try to determine how long she had been there. After the investigation, Umi's husband, Donald Southworth, was charged with her murder and sentenced for manslaughter. That's when Southworth entered an Alford plea, where a defendant doesn't admit guilt, but acknowledges there's enough evidence for a conviction.
I did talk with several of the surgeons and ask if she had been found at the time that, or when she was found, would she have had what percentage would it be that she would have lived? And they all pretty well told me that it was 0% with the injuries and things that she had to her head.
Gary says he wasn't shocked to hear Southworth left prison on Monday, but he was surprised, adding that the events leading up to Umi's death changed policies for emergency personnel.
Whether it's a natural death or whether it's an accidental or homicide, because the statutes do say that when death occurs that the coroner shall be called. It's not will or can or should be or whatever. The coroner shall be called.
He says the case is one he will never forget because he remembers trying to help Umi.
Started talking with her with compassion to, if she could hear me, that she knew that there was somebody that cared.
Now, originally, after a 2-week trial, Donald Southworth was convicted by a jury for Umi's murder and was sentenced to life in prison. However, the Kentucky Supreme Court overturned that conviction back in 2014 because of a piece of evidence. The used condom to prove sexual assault was inadmissible. It was recommended by the former Fayette Commonwealth Attorney Ray Larson for Southworth to have a 15-year sentence, including time served. Anna Medina, ABC 36 News.